It certainly is a big bun. It's a very big bun. Big fluffy bun. It's a very big fluffy bun. Where's the beef?
Some hamburger places give you a lot less beef on a lot of bun.
Where's the beef?
At Wendy's, we serve a hamburger we modestly call the single. And Wendy's single has more beef than the Whopper or Big Mac. At Wendy's, you get more beef and less bun.
Hey, where's the beef? I don't think there's anybody back there.
You want something better. You're Wendy's kind of people.
Okay, look towards the light. Look up. Look up.
Oh, wrong.
Okay.
I'm a manly man.
Alright, okay, and that brings us into number 3. It's going to be sex appeal. And so we know that the use of sex appeal, it creates societal ideals that customers want to achieve. I'm sure you guys might know something about that. We know that the first instance was used with Woodbury soap. It was the first time sex appeal was used. Look at the slogan, a skin I love to touch, or a skin you love to touch. It was featured in Ladies' Home Journal in the early 1900s. And it kind of promotes that societal ideal of women that they need to have perfect skin, a fair skin that's very smooth. And you can see that in the image, the guy is actually like stroking the woman. And so the whole point of the woman having perfect skin is to get a man, which is absurd. Alright, so we're going to talk about the Marlboro Man campaign. Can you tell us something about that, Sam?
I would love to. So the Marlboro Man campaign was the first time that they really used male sex appeal, such as someone as myself. What we did is we used. Oh, I know she's laughing because that's true. All right, but beyond that, what we had is the Marlboro campaign made this idea of rugged beauty of a male, and showed this idea that they could sell things to men, that there was an ideal that a man had to be a man and he had to be a cowboy and things like that, and that's what he had to do, and that's what they were selling.
And so from what I understand and from what I've seen, sex appeal is actually really ubiquitous on the internet. Can you tell us something about that?
Of course. So today you have more than 1 billion, 2 billion, 3 billion internet users around the globe. And what do humans all share in common? They might have this innate sexual desire. And so the internet really plays upon this very well by having these banners or trick advertisements to catch the eye specifically for young users and young consumers, because that really draws their eyes. As we can see with this young fellow right here, he's got some raging hormones in his body right now.
I'm not a young man.
Alright, thank you. And now we're going to move on to number 2 on our list. Alright, so number 2 is niche marketing. So the first instance we can see of niche marketing in advertising is actually Campbell's Soup Kits. I'm sure you guys have all ate Campbell soup when you were younger.
Of course, I did every morning.
Well, in 1905, they launched this campaign of the Campbell Soup Kits. If you look at the drawing, they're really adorable, and they're really popular at the time. They were even made into dolls. And also, if you look at the characters, you can notice how they have really rosy cheeks and how they're really plump.
But why are they so plump?
Well, okay, so it's actually, there is a reason behind that, and that's a really good observation. Is to really show to the consumers how healthy Campbell's soup is, and it was actually really effective for the time period, and it was an early example of effective niche marketing.
You know, that's similar to afterwards what McDonald's did, having a niche market directly towards children. But also the child in that commercial was pretty plump.
So I think the social implications that come from these type of things is that, you know, these marketing techniques really appeal to families and the middle class and just a youthful generation that can all sort of share a common idea. For internet purposes, we see in the 1990s the dot-com bubble, which is the rapid investment into online advertising and online platforms. So with that, you see models such as Amazon.com who set the stage for future online mediums to advertise and market and appeal to consumers, and that really played upon targeting certain populations, certain consumers who had certain interests and certain buying patterns.
Alright, well thank you so much for that really concise explanation on niche marketing. Now we're going to move on to our most influential trend. This brings us to our most influential trend in advertising history, celebrity endorsements. And so we know that it started actually in the 1760s with by Josiah Wedgwood, who used royal endorsements back then. And after that, trade cards were really popular in 1875 to 1900. What it looked like was a picture of a celebrity, and then there's often a product description that accompanied that photo, and it was handed out to consumers on the streets. After that, we know that baseball cards were really popular. They were first used by cigarette industries. And then after that, we are very familiar with this, but commercials were also very popular. Can you tell us more about those?
So what happened with commercials was that around the 1960s, commercials began using movie characters such as Clark Kent as Superman to sell products such as Frosted Flakes. But then we go further. Whenever it became more of a celebrity-driven culture, we began to focus on people such as Larry Bird and Michael Jordan, which you'll see up right now. And what happened there was the commercial, which was trying to sell Nike, as seen right there. And what you'll see is that's very important towards a celebrity-driven commercial and advertisement.
Off the floor, off the scoreboard, off the bank board, no rim. Over the second rafter, off the floor, nothing but that. Through the window, off the wall, nothing but that.
What you want is what you get, and got us today.
Off the expressway, over the river, off the billboard, through the window, off the wall, nothing but that.
And I find it really interesting how you also see in TV commercials nowadays the play on using very average, regular Americans or any type of actor to play a role that really, they gain fame from their
That is actually really true. For example, we know State Farm Jake is also very famous.
Flo.
Also Flo for Progressive. There's also the Verizon girl. And so yeah, there has been a very interesting trend throughout history. Would you guys all agree that celebrity endorsements has been the most influential?
I would agree. Yes.
Some things you could also talk on, I think, from internet perspective is the Web 2.0 evolution. And that was sort of the transition from the internet being sort of a dynamic system where creators could engage themselves in the internet. And then you see their usage of these figureheads and implementing these ideas and images that really catches their eye. So I wouldn't say celebrity endorsements themselves are the best, but rather maybe niche marketing and the usage of targeting these specific populations.
Let me take care of this, alright? That's not true. Celebrity endorsement's vital because, as we can see from royal families to how we idolize celebrities today, what we see is that they sell products, they're effective at it, as Harvard found, as the Harvard Business Times found. We also can see that over time there's a continual fact that this is an effective way to sell. It's important towards all driven advertisement.
I'm sorry, I think I'm going to have to argue differently. I read an article that actually questioned, is celebrity endorsements actually that effective?
Where was that article from?
Because actually, like, if you see celebrities that have nothing to do with the product on TV, and for example, Hardee's commercials, like, they have models like Kate Upton eating a cheeseburger. Like, that's all sex appeal. That has nothing to do with her knowing about how cheeseburgers are made. She has no credibility. How is that effective?
Right, so another thing a social implication that comes from the internet itself is sort of a feeling of mistrust or distrust with these large companies or these large name celebrities or brands. And so I think internet, what it really plays upon is the underlying factors that we don't really see, but we are succumbing to this sort of advertising on a daily basis that we may not see on the outside. And this is why niche marketing may be the more effective.
All right. On that very controversial note, we will end today's segment. Please stay tuned in for tomorrow at 8 p.m. We will have our 30 for 30 feature film on U.S. propaganda. Today's segment has been brought by Geico. 15 minutes can save you 50% more on car insurance.
LeBron James and Nike over there.
This is History Center.